Authorization and docking code received and verified. Welcome, Starfinder, to Absolute Station.
Greetings and salutations, travelers, and welcome to another episode of Adventures in Space, also known as Starfinder. And this is session 2 of our Dead Sun's Adventure Path. And last week we finished up after a brief battle on the space dock. We went for a bit of a introduction to the Starfinder Society in and of itself. Discovered some information about Durvar Creel, who was supposed to be the player's contact of information on Absalom Station. Specifically, the key information about what his interests were, and they're going to continue their investigation shortly. Did I forget anything?
Don't believe so. I kind of forget.
Wade Wookie walked through Crossfire. Sophie supercharged a gun, and it was awesome. Let me see. Just important stuff. We tried to learn about the new workings of Gone and Bree, and how Bree is person. Is just as much person.
I don't think that's true.
All right. So you guys were resting in your rooms, splurging for deluxe accommodations, using one of the cred sticks that you guys ended up finding. So you do come to consciousness in your separate suites and awesome, comfy rooms.
What I do remember is that Rod got a suite to himself.
Yes, he did. So, what would you guys like to do? How would you like to proceed going forward? You guys do have that investigation you guys have started, so anything you want to do in addition to that?
We found something out about this mining corporation that he was a part of, or at least invested in, and then if you could remind me, something happened with that with his sister, I believe.
You're referring to the investment into the Hard Scrabble Collective, where one of his cousins was a member of the group, where she died in a mining accident.
Yeah.
The result of safety violations perpetrated by her contract employer, Astral Extractions.
Astro what?
Astral, A-S-T-I-A, Astral Extractions.
Astral Extraction.
Extracting things from things in space.
Pulling stuff from the stars! More or less.
So, right. Sophia, after, sort of polishing up her there, is gonna sort of walk out of, music. Walk out of the room and see if Yudah is awake yet.
He's kind of awake. Seems like he must have gotten up from the couch at one point and made it to his bed. And then another point gotten up from the bed and made it back to the couch. At least you think you know that he wasn't on the couch the whole night. But in either case, he seems to have made himself a cup of coffee and has spilled half of it on his leg when he fell back asleep.
She will walk out and see if anyone else is awake and sort of leave him be, let him rest.
Rod luxuriates within the confines of his very large suite that he has all to
the
himself.
beds together. And the
I was just going to say that. The king beds just pushed together as he sleeps like between the two of them, spread eagle. He awakens groggily to the simulated sunrise that he ordered extra pay-per-view. He gets some a cup of hot calf or whatever coffee's called in the future. Not that he needs it, thanks
Just put
to
space in front of it.
New fancy clear spindle that floats around his head. But sometimes you just have to enjoy the little things, like coffee.
Caffey.
Maybe doing like a small rail of space cocaine off the counter.
A line of stardust.
Yeah. Woo! Rob feels alive.
You know, Sophia, hearing this from the other side of the door, is going to ignore his room and go and knock on Wade slash Gon slash Bree's room, and on the door, see if they're.
Well, Wade placed an order for his new comm unit slash smartphone last night, and it's probably been delivered. But he went into his big bed, pied by Bree, and he just got in bed with Bree. So he's asleep in bed with Bree.
Weirdo.
He likes the vibration.
Oh,
Double weirdo.
Hey, big guy. Hey, big guy.
Hey.
There's a knocking on the door. Have you ordered anything?
Oh. Did I ordered a comms unit? Do you think that's what's here?
I don't know. It's just someone knocking.
he probably can't reach the. Gon probably can't reach the little eye hole in the door by himself.
He'll move a chair up to the door quietly and climbs it to look and see who's on the other side.
Well, if you're gonna answer it, Wade's gonna actually hide while you're doing that because he's not sure either.
Yes, stay under the bed. It's probably for the best.
As you sort of peep through the hole, you just sort of see the holographic image of Theo's face from earlier. Just waiting there in front of Sophia.
Ugh. It's just and he'll just jump on the doorknob and just hangs down and opens the door.
Does he like hang on the door as it opens, or
A little bit.
does he?
Just both hands up.
She probably can't see him then, so she's like looking into this door that just opened by itself. There's a little chair. Oh, hello, Gon.
How are we today?
Sophia is fine. We have much work to do, and Yudah is still sleeping.
Yudah has awoken,
Ooh.
but only kind of. He's made it out of the front door, and he's now standing in front of the hotel room, yawning chronically, even below his Kasatha scarf that he's got tied under his hood there. But he's still yawning. He's still not
Predator
doesn't
yawning
seem to
or
be
something.
entirely
It's like,
sure whether or not he'll depart. He knows he came here with some people. He's not sure if they're coming back or not.
Well,
Also has a
Wade is busy playing the hide and the seek with Bree, so I don't know. Do you think you can find
is
him?
it safe
I can't find him. He's gone.
to come out yet?
Yes, you can come out. It's okay.
About from underneath. His spindly body slip out somewhat dexterously from underneath and spider crawl slightly until he can stand full up. Kind of freaky looking.
You look like a gangly demon spider from hell.
Slender Man.
Yeah, he
Wait.
does kind of look like Slender Man with his second skin thing on.
Do you happen to know anything about the company Astral Extractions?
I know something. I will check my memory. So I guess I need to roll a culture check. Culture or profession smuggler?
I'll let you make both checks. If you want to start with the culture and then go to profession smuggler, we'll see how it goes. All right.
Sure.
Okay.
Culture's 18.
Yep. And if you want to try the profession smuggler.
I'm a slightly better smuggler than I am a mystic.
Okay. Shh, you don't know this. So what you can remember from your own from your own background is that Astral Extractions is a powerful mining conglomerate with business ties throughout the Pact Worlds. Most of the company's operations are centered in the diaspora and the rocky moons of the outer planets. But it has also begun sending scout vessels into the vast in search of new claims. And based upon what you've overheard in the hotel and what have you, you're familiar with the fact that the company recently hired one of the Hardscrabble collective ships, the Acrian, for one of these exploratory missions.
That ship name sounds familiar.
The public face of Astral Extractions is that of an ethical and respectable corporation, but outside of the public eye, some say the company uses hired muscle. Corporate mercenaries, strike breakers, and even criminal elements as proxies to intimidate and threaten those who stand in its way. And based upon your memory, that's what you're able to think of, just off sort of the top of your head.
Ugh, I don't like it.
Though you do have this sneaking suspicion that there might be more to it, based upon your diaspora background and what have you.
There we go. So he would relay that similarly, fairly well, to the group. He would something along the lines of, the Astral Extractions Company is a very important portion of the extractions and mining of the diaspora, gone out into the void. Rather ambitious and unscrupulous.
Very
But he would go into
interesting.
enough detail to tell you guys that.
You do or you don't go into enough detail. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear very well. You were nodding.
He would go into enough detail to make sure that they GM was putting out there, but not necessarily allude to the closure between himself and that knowledge that he got.
Okay.
So you're saying they might hire the criminal gang that was firing upon us, or both of them?
It is very possible.
Well, if they hired both of them, they clearly made a mistake.
Oh, I don't think they would care if they took each other out.
But their mission was to kill the dwarf.
I suspect that would be correct, since we learned yesterday about his connection with Hardscrabble and by extension, the Akron.
We should relay this information to the others as soon as possible.
Yes. Will you fetch them for us?
Sophia will leave and go find Yudah. If he is still,
but,
is he still there?
Yeah, he's just been standing waiting and kind of dozing in and out. But when he sees you coming, he gives you kind of a big sleepy smile. Did we have other people with us?
Yes, we did. We had Gon Riggs, Rod Steele, and if you count him, Bree.
I don't remember any name except for Waydaga, Muralin, and Thooba. But I assume he's still around because he'd be hard to miss.
Somewhere in the other room, Wade's big bat ears twitch a little bit. Goes back to playing Pop the Balloons on his new smartphone. Pop.
And of course, lovely young Sophia, your little Theo friend. Lead the way, my companion, for I had no idea surely where I am.
With that, she takes Yudah to go find Rod Steele and knocks on his door.
You don't have to say the whole name every time.
It's kind of hard not to.
Yes, he does.
Rod Steele. Manson.
Rod Steele.
Smith Arianson.
Smith Arianson. What? Come in.
Sophia will open the door with Yudah probably standing behind her.
Oh, damn, I was hoping you were room
wave at him.
service.
I'm sorry to say, but Sophia is not in the room service industry.
Well, yeah, I figured that. Otherwise, you would have had my crab cakes.
We have pertinent information to the murder of Duravar Creel. Would you please join the rest of the group?
Yeah, all right, give me a minute. He's still got like a half disassembled laser pistol on the coffee table in front of him. 'Cause he got up and started taking apart his guns to clean them and put them back together.
Sophia will leave him be and return to the group and inform them that Rod should be on his way.
Good. A computer. Could you make a request to the Starfinder that we might need ship to get out to the asteroid?
I have a feeling that they would deny that request. Ships are expensive.
Yes.
And the asteroid is rumored to be very dangerous.
See, this is why I don't want to pay for it myself. For they are expensive. That's why we need to rent one or borrow one. You see?
Perhaps it would be best to investigate astral extractions further. Maybe find their corporate headquarters here on the station.
Of course, but I don't want to sit around for 2 weeks for a ship to come so we can take it and go. I want the paperwork and everything to be ready when we need to go out, if we need to go out. If not, well, then we just won't go anywhere, okay?
You hear Sophia, actually sigh audibly as she pulls out her new comm unit and sends a message, Chiskisk, essentially saying that someone in the group thought it would be a good idea to ask for a starship.
Does she do that audibly, or does she type it out?
She types it out.
Audibly, or does she type? Okay.
She's sending a text asking for a starship.
Yeah. Wade will turn to her and say, excuse me, did you just for a ship? Did you text for a starship?
Sophia nods.
This time he will audibly sigh. Let me use my new phone to handle this particular arrangement. Please, thank you.
She sort of shrugs and then nods.
He will go in the other room, close the doors, and then we'll proceed to the proper person in, I guess, Chisik would probably be the most applicable person we know. And word a bit better, the idea of their suspicions about the mining company and the possibility of astral extractions and the possibility of needing to physically visit the derelict spaceship, the Acreon, and investigate in person at some point, and that having a starship would be very beneficial to finding out Duravor's intent as the identity of his. I'll make a roll if I have to, but
No, it makes sense in terms of that. The gist of the conversation ends up being that as of right now, the council, the governing body of Atom Station has actually rendered the Acreon as well as the drift rock that's associated with it under quarantine. So until the governing body itself rules that somebody can go there, nobody's allowed anywhere close to it. And that's also currently under arbitration as to who has ownership rights of both vessel and asteroid.
So that is not a no then on the ship.
If it is deemed necessary, we will make sure that that becomes available to you.
Very much for your time. Appreciate you taking my call. Having just should I reach?
Oh yeah, I guess Rod finally shows up.
Unlike Yudah, who has been here the whole time and has been listening very intently to all the information. Well, not intently, but he's been there for the information.
So what's the plan, Stan?
Does Wade relay this information once he comes out of the room?
Yes, he does. He relays the information that we can call back any ship, and that right now we can't have one because it's off. Because the we cannot because it is off limits. But the asteroid, if able to inspect, will be able to inspect it according to the Starfinder Society. Should we need this ship, they have indicated that it is
That is great news, Wade. Well done.
bow. Wade bows down a bit.
I shall let you handle all the communication from here on after.
Yudah's convinced he hears the Angel City Choir in his ears.
If you don't like the music,
I don't
you
know.
can go
This
out.
amongst this,
It's soothing, okay?
I'm the only one that thinks this music fits right in with the scene from Ghost in a Shell or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm
It's
in
not
church.
a bad thing.
I
You
tell
have
you
a
what, I
problem
ain't
with
been to
church,
space
Rod?
church. What?
Do you have a problem with church, Rod?
No, I just ain't been to space church in many years.
Can't say I ever have been. I'm interested though. But first we have gangs.
Wade
to
looks
fight.
around and neither.
Gangs and evil interplanetary capital.
See, that's the problem with space church is no one fucking goes.
We can beam right into your room. I saw it was on the channel.
Right. So we have a murder. We need to find why he died. And I'd say we go to the closest source, which is the gangs that shot him.
And as it sounds, one gang is at probably the bottom of the station, and another gang's at the top of the station. I'm just assuming. Pretty sure one of them was called the Underside Boys, and the other one was like the Top Man.
The top man gang.
Top Man.
The Underside Boys hate the Top Men gang.
No, they're both on like the lower decks of the ship. One's just significantly higher up in the lower decks of the ship. Or the space station, I should say.
Well, let's
The
find
downside kings and the level 21 crew.
As a clergy member, have I ever heard confessions from individuals in either of these gangs?
Not since your reactivation, no, and they didn't exist at the time that you would have been on the station previously.
Fair enough. Another possible lead is with the Astral Extractions Company. They should have a base of operations somewhere on the station.
And you want to ask them if they hired a criminal gang to shoot the dwarf?
What?
No, I say we go for it. I say we go in blinder and more arbitrary than we ever could. Do you have any idea what floor they might be on? Perhaps we should start on that floor. Was it
The Astral Extraction Company?
Yes. No, not the Astral Extraction. They're a company. I'm not ready to fight some transplanetary organization here. We can find out some gang members here. Bish bash bush. They're already here. We don't even have to get into a ship. But we do need to know which room to be on, and I guess that's your job, Sophie, because you seem to be far smarter than me.
Something about the level 42 boys, I think, was the floor that they have their base of operations on.
21.
21?
Level 21.
I just got 42 on the mind from Hitchhikers. That's where I'm stuck.
That's so hard.
It is the answer to all things.
That must be the floor they're on.
They claim to have the answer, but they don't really have anything.
All right. So you're making your way to level 21 then?
If that is where they are, yes.
You
There's
know,
also
I ain't
another
so
gang.
hot on this idea about the level 21. I remember how I mentioned before we had to get rid of because I owed them money.
You owe them money?
What?
What?
No, I don't owe anyone money.
Why did you bring it up then?
Because I feel like there's a different way we could do this. Maybe we could go further down
Yes.
What
we're
about
going
the other
down.
gangs?
to the downside. The downside kings. They don't know me.
You
All right.
know,
But
Not that that matters.
won't they know all of us since we killed their friends?
not unless they had
No.
access to security.
They weren't there. We didn't let no one get away.
Yes, there were no witnesses, just all the witnesses.
No.
You
Yes.
you have not with the criminal around, have you? Wouldn't you think they had someone on the payroll?
You'd be surprised. His little button in his visor goes up. That's all I have to say on the subject.
Well, gosh, I don't know why I trust you guys, but y'all just seem right to me. So let's all go together, one big friendly group, and let's go see the. Well, wait. What floor would the downside kings be on?
The bottom one.
I
don't
feel like
think they're-
that's a presumption.
Were they called the Downside Kings,
Wade
or were they
laughs.
Yes.
called something else?
No, they're called the Downside Kings. I wrote it down.
Downside kings, and there was the here we are, come and get us, boys.
I mean, if you guys get off on the 21st floor, Rod's pretty nervous. He probably wouldn't notice.
I mean, we're also in space. Which side is the downside?
Where the gravity pulls, that's where it's down.
All right, I guess. To that direction.
Yes, let us go.
There's a freight elevator, or something of the like. I didn't actually learn much from the information booth.
Okay, so you guys are making your way then, and making your way around. Are you asking for directions, or are you sort of just going based upon the schematic of the station itself? Are you using your two compatriots to get you to the different levels? How do you want to make your way?
Do I know where they are? Since I
Wait
investigated them.
to see.
So the information that you had in regards to, like, for instance, the downside kings, you know that they are sort of claim ownership of what they call the downside, which are several decks of Absalom Station's lower levels. You're not 100% certain what that entails. You're just familiar with the term downside and that it's a few different levels. With the level 21 crew, you know for a fact they're on level 21.
I say we go to level 21. Seems like the most direct, easy route.
Wade will actually be looking around to see if he sees anyone that is watching them, like take him by surprise, like out into Absalom Station. So he's kind of watching for
Make a perception check.
people. You're hard enough. Got distracted by the interdimensional cable that was on the lobby TV or something.
Oh man, they must be in like season 30 or 40 by now.
Yeah, no, you as a rather large creature, you know notice a lot of people staring at you. So you've got a lot of eyes on you. You're not sure 100% who's watching you or who's just like, the hell is that? No. But
there's plenty of large creatures in Absalom Station, I'm sure.
No, that there are. It's more along the lines of the fact that you do kind of stand out in the crowd. You do notice people looking at you, but you do stand out.
It's probably the rat that's riding on my shoulder. That's what it is. That's what he assumes it is.
Groot.
I am Groot.
Why do you always say that? It's so weird. You're Wade.
I saw it. I saw it once on interdimensional cable.
Uh-huh.
Did you know there's a dimension that doesn't even magic?
Yudah goes over to a door and then looks at Sophie to make sure it's the right one. Like if that's indeed the elevator or if it's the bathroom.
Information? Dude, what kind of door is he grabbing here? Just any door?
Any door, the nearest door. If it happens to be an elevator, that's great because that's what he's after. But he's really out of his element here, and all he knows is you're a robot, so you must know everything objectively.
Comes from a very backward planet.
What
Who are you? Kasathas have a
door is he
strong
going
sense of
into here?
tradition.
Does he?
I'm going to say that you lead him to the elevator
Okay.
to save him the embarrassment.
He hits every button, and they all light up.
The elevator go up, the elevator go down. The elevator go up, the elevator go down.
All right, just so everyone is clear on this, we do not fire first. We let Wade get shot and then we shoot them. Okay, if it goes bad.
You got it.
That seems like a bad plan. Why not let Rod get shot first?
Well,
Because if we wait for you to get shot first, we'll never have to fire a bullet.
well, the thing was, I said before that we could shoot first, but then you were like, no, just let them shoot me, and it's okay. And I'm like, okay, let them shoot you, and then we shoot them. And
Brett,
now,
not wait for
you
them.
don't want to get shot. I don't get it.
Since
Yeah,
we're off
we're
on
good.
popping around here.
So do we shoot first, or do we not shoot first? If it
I'm
goes
not
bad.
shooting at all.
Yeah, if it goes bad. I mean, it might go well.
All right, let's go. Enough yetzing around in the elevator
head to
shaft
the
with our
21,
thumbs
I
up our
guess.
butts.
All right, so yeah, you make your way down. I'm guessing you're going to level 21, as you know that where that is itself. Just give me here, and you step off, and the floor itself, where you end up stepping off, is worn down. You see a lot of disrepair. People going back and forth to the different areas, lit signs, advertising businesses, markets, and what have you throughout. The area is relatively crowded with different people.
What
Yeah,
kind
that's-
of what like
It's
how would
fun.
we facilitate knowing where it is we're going?
Look for
Novel
info.
concept is ask people.
Yeah, that's right. Is there an info booth? Is there an info booth?
There's no info booth that you see per se. This isn't exactly one of those areas that a lot of travelers would go to in their regular everyday movement throughout the station. But you do see quite a number of people mingling through the marketplaces and walking on the streets itself.
Is there a street savvy vagrant nearby? At least, someone who looks like he's not in a particular rush to get anywhere, I guess is a good way to say it.
For this purposes, I'll say yeah. You probably come across somebody who isn't necessarily going anywhere quick.
All right, so how to ask a lovely man of the street where one can find a gang. I guess the most expedient method would be to suggest that I'm looking for narcotics. So Yudah's going to sidle up to him, and he's going to roll a modified 21 diplomacy. And he's going to say, where's narcotics?
You know where I can get some drugs?
Where's the drugs?
You got any more of that? Got any more of that Stardust, man?
Okay.
I'm looking for some copper leaf and mega opiate.
Just a dead-eyed Kasatha stare. Where's the drugs?
Well, we really don't condone those here.
Me neither.
But if you're looking for something, there's the pharmaceuticals over there. They sell some pretty high-powered stuff. Let's see. You could also make your ways down closer to the power rooms and what have you on the lower ends of the station, the downside.
That would be helpful, as some of the people that I'm looking for may have so happened to be on something called the downside, so that might be good. That being said, apparently there's people around here of a sort that might have to be a little bit versed in the methods of ne'er-do-wellery. So I've heard.
Now, who are you talking about? Because around here, we take care of ourselves. We take care of our fellow peoples.
Well, it sounds to me like this is a pretty good place to be. Doesn't sound like the kind of place at all where there would be gangsters.
Ah, you're referring to the level 21 crew. Now, that's a different story altogether. Now,
Exactly. You got me.
You got me.
no. You got to understand that is more of a power structure than anything else.
Oh,
Level
yeah.
121 crew is a street gang. Now, I will say that it is a street gang. But They're not that bad.
Okay. Oh, it sound like some bang up guys. I bet I'd like to meet them.
Well, of course. They take care of us. We take care of them. You know, if we're having troubles, they give us stuff to make sure that we're not starving to death.
No, it's very good. It's good to have someone who can take care of the community like that in such an active manner. I would really like to get an earful of one of them.
We have to hire a level of people just to get through here.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Well, see, now if you're looking for them, your best. As far as I understand, Javax is the one who runs the level 21 crew as of right now, but they're not. From what I've heard, the peoples of the level 21 crew, they're not too happy as of right now. You might have heard there was a shooting on loading dock 94.
I think I did hear something about that, like a bit of violence broke out.
Yeah, it's been all over the nets. It's up in all the news. Now there's a little bit of fear right now between the level 21 crew is worried about the downside kings as of right now, because basically, they've been hired. The level 21 has been hired to protect some interests of some big hoity-toity corporation thingy, and just for some protections and what has yous, because they knows their stuff when it comes to racketeering and smuggling and making sure that things get where it goes.
No, it makes sense. It's a grand economy of business. I suppose that all checks out then. I guess we might poke around a bit more. I don't suppose there is any open contact or anyone that you might be able to reach out from a community perspective.
To be completely honest, all I know is that of what they do is I don't really talk to them all that much, unless that they're handing out stuff.
Let's say the pharmacy. Would you imagine that'd be a place that'd be under their general protection observation?
They're doctors.
Oh.
This is becoming less and less about finding the level 21 crew and more about you just getting drugs.
The further I'm getting into this accent, I'm realizing I should have probably gone with a, neither Jersey or Brooklyn accent, or New York Irish.
I'm gonna get some Sudafed. I just want to know where the gangsters are too.
Well, they're gangsters. They probably have Sudafed with them.
Right? So,
just to be on the understandings here, level 121 crew, they takes care of level 21. They make sure that, the neighborhood is tolerant. You got peoples of all different walks of life. They make sure that they don't get bothered.
And that's good.
And they empower us to make sure that we know what the hell's going on and we can take care of ourselves.
All right. It checks out. No, so good.
But words on the streets is that the Hard Scrabble Collective is the one that actually hired level 21 recently. So all I know is they's going legit.
Well, now we've got a fucking paper trail to follow.
Yeah,
who's the Heart Scrabble? Who?
They're the
that
they're related to Astral Extraction.
Duravor's cousin was involved with them.
Yeah.
Avar invested in them.
And his cousin died.
This is definitely the we want to be talking to them. We got to talk to them to find out about the people that hired them.
Well, Hard Scrabble Collective then. We will find these hard Scrabble men, and we will talk to them. So, thank you for your time, man of the station. Enjoy going about your day. Sorry to bug you, and I hope everything, works out well for you in the near future.
Thank you. He enjoys your stays on the station and keeps out of trouble.
Oh, you bet. Don't you worry one bit. We're merely here to sightsee and problem solve. No one's getting hurt on our watch. And he's going to walk back to the group and say, I hope you guys were listening because I wasn't listening. I don't know anything he just said to me.
We still don't know where they are.
Why did you talk to him then? If you just
Well,
don't
they're here,
listen?
apparently. They're probably watching us right now.
All right, where's it? Is there a dark alleyway here?
Maybe behind the pharmacy. Let's go.
This is how the typical group investigates something, you know? Ask where the drugs are. Go get said drugs. Get high. And get picked up by the people you got the drugs from. Then you found them.
All right. So you're making your way to the pharmaceuticals store.
Or I suppose the dark alley behind the pharmaceutical store.
Okay. If you want to make your way to the alley behind the
Wade's watching
pharmaceuticals,
for.
sorry, Wade is watching for.
This is more of a lower. Is it lower class or are they kind of middle class people?
More so the lower class. You see a lot of rundown domiciles, and things aren't exactly the most well upkept.
Let's put it this way. They eat a lot of Kraft dinner with hot dogs cut up in it.
It's worse than a Shoppers, but it's better than a Beckham.
So Wade's going to be watching for some just above that of median.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Okie dokie. 17 this time.
Okay. For the vast majority of it, you see a lot of people with very similar states of dress in terms of sort of the lower end stuff. But you keep an eye out, and we'll go from there. You wanted to go behind the pharmaceutical store?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Just wait there until I can grill this pharmacy guy. I'm going from.
Oh yeah, just wait there. Wait there,
Can I
guys.
get-
Got it. I got this.
Wait there while I go in for free drugs.
So, Rod, roll me a perception check.
5.
Roll me a reflex save.
No good. 15.
Okay, you trip over the loose garbage and cans in the back alley, making a massive ruckus. But you don't suffer any fall damage because you don't trip and fall to your face.
Good. Well, that weren't particularly graceful. I was trying to be
Wade just
stealthy
puts his
anyway.
And you're going inside
Turns
the
to
pharmaceuticals?
Yes. But he's
Okay.
dragging Sophie too. He's dragging Sophie.
Okay.
When was the last Trish pickup back here? There's got to be like
Okay,
a
so we're
bench
going into
or a
the
chute or
pharmaceutical
something?
place.
So you're heading in there. Okay, you're going to talk to the guy behind the counter?
Presumably.
Why, yes. What are you here for?
Afternoon, fine, sir. We were just coming along to maybe pick up something for maybe some minor ailments, perhaps a headache or so, and to maybe inquire about some information as to the, as we'll say, moral rectitude along the authoritative lines of Absalom Station, as to his being managed this lovely young pharmacy.
That would be the doctor.
Sorry?
The owner-operator of this establishment would be the doctor. He's currently seeing a patient, if you would like to see him.
Oh, sure. No, we could wait just a little bit here. Is he? He's just in the other room there.
Yes.
Very well. Very, very well. Yes. Well, we're just going to look for some cough lozenges, and I'll be around. And he gives you 2 thumbs up from his secret arm. And there you go. Over it is. Not suspicious at all.
Okay. While you're waiting for that, I will say, Wade, you do see somebody who appears to have a flight suit underneath their overcoat.
Okay. Look over, kind of purposefully nod towards the person, and the thieves can't, but kind of put up for a hand gesture or something like that that would be recognized by smugglers.
Okay. He'll look at you kind of perplexed, see the sign, and then dart off.
Get him. Run.
Sorry, what was that?
Run, you beast.
Huh?
You long-legged beast. Run after him.
You want me to chase him? He will bring them to us. Right?
Yes, we follow him.
Oh, we are not following the... Oh, okay. And Wade to be the de facto leader, so he's going to be following him.
Okay. Now I'm just trying to remember. Is there a...
We split the party! Yay!
Split the party. Split the party. Can I get you guys...
Always split the party.
Yep. Whoever, either between yourself or Gone, roll a survival to follow.
Probably won't be that. Well, it's an 18.
Okay.
Okay, I surprised myself.
You both have an 18.
I assisted.
Well, you're up high, right? So you've got a pretty good vantage point into the crowd, so you can keep kind of tracking this guy.
Yeah.
So you do keep track of him and keep following. Are you trying to do so stealthily or just running after him?
Oh, I'm not. I don't have to run. My legs carry me.
You got
but
the crazy strides.
I'm moving fast enough to keep up with him.
Okay.
Moving fast enough to keep up with him, and I'm trying to keep him as close to arm reach as possible, which is 10 feet. But I don't want to get too close.
The most imposing thing to have chasing after you.
So you keep following him for a good while.
Gunn will grab his his custom rig and send a text message to the others. We are chasing a suspicious person.
KK, have fun, smiley face.
I'll contact you soon with update.
All right. I'll give Rod the opportunity.
P.S. What do you want for dinner tonight?
I could really go for Starcesian.
Give Rod the opportunity to what?
Is there anything you want to do at this point in time?
Last
to
night.
So they went inside and met this guy, and he gave him the symbol, and he darted out the front of the store, I'm assuming?
No. So Wade and Gone were in sort of the middle of the street, I'm guessing. As Yudah and Sophia went into the pharmaceuticals while you went around back.
Okay.
It's all split up.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
So there's nothing back here, or?
Do you have a light?
I have a comm unit with a flashlight on it.
Okay. Open up that torch app and get it going.
Oh man, it's draining the battery so quick.
I went down from 80 hours to 70 in like 2 seconds.
So in the back area there, you don't really see anything other than the trash bins, the back entrance to the office itself. Nothing jumps out at you yet.
Yet.
Figuratively.
There's bound to be trash rats.
I was told this was the place to go. I'm looking to make a business transaction.
You hear nothing.
God damn it, this is not my day. I'm supposed to be the narc here.
All right, so are you trying to get out of there then at this point?
Yeah, I guess.
Gingerly stepping over the trash bins from earlier.
Kicks it out of the way.
Okay, so you're out there, Yudah and Sophia. You're sitting there. The doctor will see you now. And you watch as just this young, or just small Ysoki walks out from there and goes on their merry way. You're ushered into the office. So, what seems to be the problem?
No. Oh, no. I mean, just one moment. Just gonna quickly speak to my associate here. She has social ineptitudes that maybe we'll have you look at in a minute. But just one moment. Leans over to Sophie and says, "Okay, you use that lovely liquid cooled brain of yours. Try to get a beat on whether or not this guy's giving you a ring." He's gonna lean back. And he's gonna smile at the doctor. And he's gonna say, I've not been feeling well lately. After a night of particularly raucous outings and a brush with somebody on this floor, somebody of the 21st Buddies group.
You're referring to the level 21 crew, I take it.
That's who it would be. And after a chance encounter with lovely folk of their ranks, I found myself possibly contracting a sort of infection that I was not aware that Kasathas could indeed contract. In light of that, I would need to find the person in mind before I could, really pursue any knowledge of what it is that's bothering my bobbers. I don't suppose you get in contact with them frequently, being a business on their floor.
To be completely honest,
when I sword people.
You don't need them at all. Just bend over the table. We'll make sure to do a proper examination, starting with a rectal thermometer. It's the most accurate way of doing it.
There's definitely more accurate ways of doing it in the future.
We'll take a blood sample and we'll do a full array of tests to make sure whether or not you have an actual infection, bacterial, viral.
We can certainly do that, but I also think that maybe we swap cell phones. And if I could just find them, maybe we could swap my cell phone back.
Does it not have an ICE in case of emergency or a contact number should this phone be stolen?
I don't want to go fishing around in his private business. I mean, come on.
Hand it here and I can make sure. I'm an official. I can do so.
I'm going to lean back to Sophie. I think this guy's on the up and up. We might be in trouble. Give me a hand here.
I think you should just take the finger up the
supposed to seek new experiences. This is
be a new experience.
But if it's under protection racket, the quickest other way would be just start kicking over shelves in the main area. But he's such a nice doctor, I kind of just want to let him stick a thermometer in me and we can go home.
I mean, either way, you're getting a physical out of this.
You're my one backup here, Sophie. You gotta throw me a bone here, man.
All I can picture is this android just in the corner.
You're muted, by the way, Colin.
Use that liquid cooled brain.
Sorry, thank you.
Back up.
Sophie's going to try to do some life science and list off some symptoms that Yudah is probably having, particularly related to mental health.
Okay, make a check.
Forgetfulness, narcolepsy.
Slow down. We're trying to do a ruse here. We're not cutting deep.
Modified 21. And
so, okay, here's the question. Are you making these up to make something sound worse, or how are you wanting to proceed with this?
No, just diagnose him as he is, please. It would be so much funnier.
What she's essentially doing is trying to communicate the idea that this could be some sort of a new type of infection that is transferred between species, and it would be helpful to know where to know someone who had the original infection to begin with.
And you list off these symptoms, and you list this off, and he looks at you, looks at him, looks at you, looks at him, looks at you. Adam's got his head hanging because he knows where this has to go.
Oh,
Jonathan, we're under quarantine.
Oh,
yeah.
Yudah counts this as a win.
Distraction. I'm just saying. It's going great, guys. Going
Terrible
great.
viral disease is in here right now. Where's the gang?
And you just sort of see all of a sudden you see his suit. He's got a second skin. It comes up, full mask, everything. He starts doing scans on himself, and he's got the door just shuts in behind. You basically watch as this whole thing goes on lockdown, and you. Rod, actually, as you're running past the front of the thing, you all of a sudden just see like this alarm going off in this light with quarantine.
Big old security door.
What the fuck did they do?
Basically, the doctor at this point in time is going to. Okay, we're gonna have to rush you into the scanner. Just go in. You're an android. You're immune. So help me with this. Get it.
I won't go anywhere. Tell me where the gang is. It is like a crazy person would.
Rod begins sending a text message.
It's definitely not the space syphilis driving me mad. I'm actually a private investigator trying to unroot corruption in the diaspora.
Android and the four-armed homeless man set off quarantine alarm. Please advise.
I'm carrying her baby, damn it.
Sophia will sort of assist him in getting in there and suggest that they quarantine the whole level and look for patient 0.
Yeah.
Gone will
great.
reply. Evacuate? Question mark.
To which he'll reply, if that's the case, then there'd be already a case of this going on. Let me get on the horn with the authorities.
Gotta get a damn lollipop out of there.
And he's gonna start the scan on Yudah. So he's gonna roll his medicine check, and he's communicating with the authorities, saying that they're in a quarantine situation. They need assistance. They need people to make their way down to assist with ensuring that they stay quarantined and what have you. Okay.
Should have just bought some Sudafed. Maybe booted a shelf over and screamed, "Where's the gang?"
Okay. So, yeah, we'll go back to.
You had one job. One job.
What job was that?
I don't even remember.
I decided to spearhead and look what
But I'm
happened.
pretty sure it wasn't to put the whole freaking floor in quarantine.
Well, none of the gang members will be there.
Yeah,
Well,
now the
that'll
gang
attract
can
some
leave.
attention. It'll attract some attention, that's for sure. That's kind of the idea.
He abundantly clarifies. to
No.
the dog.
Don't defend his stupid plan.
A human with only 2 arms, by the way, is to make sure that I only have 2 arms. That means I'm healthy.
Christ.
Just because you're stuck in there with him doesn't make it a good plan.
Oh.
Give you 4 middle fingers if you went outside.
Okay. So we're going to take a pause from that and go back to Wade and Gone as they're following this guy.
Good.
So you do make this way, and you do get, as you're following along with him, you do end up seeing that getting the text message as he's going into a back alley.
Okay, so there might be some complications, but it shouldn't affect us. I don't want to worry you, Wade.
On location services, I will follow you.
No, don't find us. Please.
No,
Stay away.
don't find us. We don't know you. You. Ooh.
Suit yourself.
What rooms are you talking
I'm
about?
gonna
You're not
find
going back to
the
those
airlock.
rooms.
Yes, you jump out there, look. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
Better than being here right now.
Okay.
Enjoy quarantine.
Wait,
All right, so he darts into
We
the
can sneak her if we have to.
So you do get to the back alley. Are you following him into the back alley, or?
Oh, that smells a lot better than it tastes.
I do. I give a quick little peek before I go in, though.
Before you get shot.
Just walk it through there and get shot. Quick little
Make a perception check, please.
11.
Okay. You're not 100% certain where. Okay, disregard. Wade, you sort of peek your head around, and you've got Gon sort of on this shoulder as you peek and look around, and he's just sort of hanging off the side there. So he gets into the line of sight before you do, and he's able to watch as this little humanoid deeks into this this door where there's this small neon sign, which actually reads "Mama Fats."
Okay.
Is there a female hut in there?
No, it's got this image of a portly woman, but
Oh, I hope so.
with the neon sign.
Went in there. Under the sign.
Oh, good. Thank you for watching. Seem to be an excellent choice for leader. I am glad you have decided to take that role, he says as he walks.
What? What just happened?
I don't respect that choice.
What just happened is Wade just delegated responsibility for further actions onto somebody else.
What kind of establishment does it seem to be?
It's a laser strippers.
From here, it looks like it's a liquor establishment of some sort, like a pub or a bar type deal.
Okay. Maybe we should let me go in. It will be less suspicious if we just run in.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, you can
We're
look for
spreading our
you can
real
look
thin.
for back door in case he runs out. And I
Isn't this the back door?
Okay, look for front door.
All right. So you make your way in.
I'll place
bards.
I'll place Bree outside, like hovering like above the door.
Sure.
No,
You make your way inside.
Get a message to send with one click.
So you make your way
I
here.
can come in quickly.
Okay, sorry. So you make your way inside the establishment itself, and you see it's a relatively crowded area. And behind the bar is this portly, short woman, or what appears to be a very portly, short woman. As you watch her go from like what appears to be a relatively standard height, serving drinks across the bar, to almost not being able to see her as she leaps down to go do something.
As an aside, did I see what direction they ran off in when they were following?
You were in behind the
Okay.
you were in behind the pharmacy at the time.
And I would okay, fine.
I guess
I
Wade
want
will
to spend some
start checking
time
his
just
phone
asking
messages
around
that have been-
after them.
Okay, so
'cause
after
They're not going to tell me where they are.
Another aside, Sophia will text them and ask them to give their location once they find the level 21 crew.
Okay, make a quick diplomacy check for me, Rod.
I'm not a social character. Why are you guys leaving me alone?
Don't make me talk to people.
Character, but you're a sociopath.
Okay.
Sociopath and socialite, very different things. 15 diplomacy.
So you basically describe Wade, and you describe Gon, and you're just the big tall lanky thing and the rat on its shoulder.
Yeah,
Right.
and they probably had
They
a little
went that way.
cheese
And they'll give
robot.
you a general point in the direction towards it. What I'll say is to do the sort of tracking on it, where you keep sort of asking the right people. Alongside that, just make me a quick survival check, please.
Okay. 17.
Yep. So you get the general gist of where they've gone and how they made it, because they are not subtle people. It is hard to be subtle when you're that tall. And then you make your way towards the back alley,
To do it if I have.
and you're about five minutes or so behind them.
I gotta say, I got real lucky there because both of those checks were made with a +0.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Mr. Liam Neeson.
All right, back to everyone else.
I have a special certain set of skills. All right.
So, looking for the guy that we were following inside.
Make a quick perception check for me.
21.
Jesus Christ.
I have the eagle eye. But from like a frog perspective.
Yeah, basically, it's. And you watch as you catch a glimpse of the person dashing behind into a door behind the counter.
He'll text Wade. Person is behind counter. Might come out front door. Keep eye out.
Go watch. He'll text. He'll text back. I'll go looking for the front door.
So yeah, what would you like? How would you like to proceed from there?
He'll scout out the the way to get to the back door, or to behind the counter. Like, would he have to, like, could he go there unseen?
It's one solid bar. Like, think of an actual bar establishment where you've got the one side of the bar, which is actually where service is, and the door is in behind that bar. Everywhere else, there's tables and booths and what have you. And there's a row of stools in front of the bar itself.
All right. He'll try and sneak by. He'll wait for the bartender to turn around at the right moment.
Make a stealth check.
16.
So you make your way towards the bar itself, and you make your way towards the small little entrance, and it's like one of those swinging doors, right? So as you go to push it, all of a sudden, you just feel this jolt of electricity from that little door.
Oh no! He'll look for a console or outlet, somewhere there where he can plug in.
Make a perception check.
14.
Oh wait, by the way, you used Bree's perception check on the last roll for perception, and on this one.
Well, I did. I think mine is better.
Okay.
Let's see. Or it's the same.
Use it then.
Yeah, mine is one better. So 15.
Okay, that's fair. You don't see anything particularly right in that general area, but I would say with the mechanics side of things, usually this is just a security system where you would actually have to have like the RFID pass to get through without receiving the shock.
Right. So my intention is to hack it, if possible.
Okay. You're more than welcome to try.
So flip out his computer thing. Plug
Okay,
it in.
you're just in the middle of the area there.
He hasn't been spotted yet. Hunkering down there, kind of
That
sitting it.
he knows of.
That's a 25.
The bartender could be thinner. She watches this little rat.
And you are able to click in. Let me just quickly pull up. So you do have access to the system itself. Just let me quickly pull up how this works. So computers. Okay. So you've accessed the system itself. Where do you want to go from there? You want to try to hack through it?
I want to shut down the shock security system thing.
Okay. Just give me just a sec. Okay. Make your computers check.
18.
All right. And what's the DC on your computer?
My computer?
Yep.
I don't think it has one because it's a special thing.
It should still have DC. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't need that anyways.
Yeah, it counts like a hacking tool.
Yeah. No, I get that. Here we go. Yeah. So as you go to do that, you actually hear the music cut out, and an alarm goes off.
The old-fashioned record scratch.
Do I think I started the alarm?
It happened as soon as you hit enter.
He'll unplug and look unfazed.
Okay.
Oh,
Fair enough.
bluff check.
Yeah. What is that on Starfinder here?
Still bluff.
Is it still bluff? Okay, so make yourself a bluff check.
Ooh.
And this rather burly Vesk makes his way over and just sort of tries to grab you by the scruff of your neck, and lift you up. So that's I guess technically a grapple, right?
Yeah.
Okay, misses you completely on that. That's a natural 1.
Nice.
What do you want to do?
He's getting out of there.
Okay, as you start to run, yeah, that'll do. You watch and hear as that goes, and you just see the ground right beside you start smoking. And you hear from behind the desk, I really wouldn't go much further than that unless you would like this to go through your head.
Do you have a soundboard?
Yeah, I've got Sirenscape running.
So high production. I'm blown away. You've transported me, Gregory.
Thank you.
And he just freezes completely.
Now, I'd like to get an understanding as to why you were trying to hack into my security system. And as you sort of, if you want to turn around, or are you just going to stay with your back turned towards the bar?
No, he'll stand with his back turned.
Okay. Well, why were you trying to get into my security system?
Security system? This is not. I thought it was just charging my sound pad.
Let's try that again.
Can we talk in private?
Certainly. Jacob. Bring him
TPK
back
session 2. Just saying. TPK session 2.
So you get escorted back to the back room by the rather large vest that you saw earlier, and you're in the back room then with this stout halfling woman who's still carrying her plasma pistol, and you watch as the vest produces a rifle itself. So, what are you doing here, and why were you trying to hack into my security system?
First off, I would like to say that I think we got off on the wrong foot. So I would very much like to start anew. Okay.
I'll say make a diplomacy roll.
Going without me. Just see what happens. You left 2 of the 3 of us outside.
We may very well have gotten off on the wrong foot, but whose fault has that been?
I see a point. You are very much smarter than you look, and that is a compliment.
And you're rather dumber than you look.
Ah, that's not very nice to say. I will not cherish this moment.
I will repeat the question one last time. Why were you trying to hack into my security system?
There's a person I would very much like to see. And
who would that be?
I figured it would be the shortest route to just go there myself. And there was a bit of a complication with the door. I just thought I would disable it temporarily.
So your view of private property is relatively lax, then?
Sure. Let's say that. Yes.
Well, I can certainly appreciate your point of view. You chose the wrong place to exercise it.
Or I chose the perfect place to exercise it.
And why would that be? And why here?
See, I just learned a very valuable lesson. I would never forget. And as I've been taught by my mother and my father, that mistakes is the best way to learn.
My question remains, give me one good explanation or reason why I shouldn't have taken care of.
I'll give you three reasons. Goon number 1, goon number 2, and goon number 3 killed at the landing pad.
Who are you referring to?
Oh, the nameless goon sent by, I don't know, payers of higher statue.
And that is supposed to mean something to me?
No, you tell me.
And you're claiming responsibility for their deaths?
No, I killed the other ones. The ones that were shooting at them.
You kind of killed indiscriminately.
Actually, he's absolutely right. He did. Other than the one that was running away. So on that one,
I did what I was told. The sociopath told me to do it.
Why did you listen to the sociopath? Don't put that on me. You're your own person.
I'm going to say roll. We're going to start with a diplomacy check.
All right. Oh, getting better.
Okay. That getting better. And in this case, roll a bluff check as well.
Another 3.
Do you have minuses to charisma or something?
I don't. I'm saving my rolls. Telling you.
You're saving your rolls for after they shoot you in the head.
Yeah.
Saving his rolls for when we have to massacre the entire floor because of our quarantine of it and the subsequent lies we've told to the 21 games.
Massacring, it's certainly not going to be because I happen to be in the doctor's office and he happens to think I'm sick. That's
Thanks
not
to the
massacring.
android.
Yeah, she's very helpful.
Who is corroborating your terrible lie.
Somehow she has a super high int and I have a super high diplomacy, and we still end up in a weird situation like this.
It's because of how you used them. No, so she'll reply to you. Well, you've just corroborated that you were there, but I get the sneaking suspicion that you're holding something back.
Yes, I'm trying to not wet myself. It's very hard.
He's like a little Mr. Miyagi rat. I love it.
So you say you were at the incident on the docking pad. What would that have to do with me and why you're here?
See, I have a creeping suspicion that you have a tie to the 21, the level of the 21 gang. Yes, and they are involved in the incident. Yes.
So I've been told.
Right, and I have information, and I have the business proposition.
What information?
Oh, let's not go there just yet. You haven't even offered me a drink, eh?
Because you don't deserve one, and if you're trying to hold back your urine, alcohol will only lead to you wetting yourself even easier.
I'll take my chances.
I mean, she got you there.
I will not.
All right. Well, see, the downside kings that were attacking the 21s.
Mm-hmm.
They're up to something. Yes.
When are they not?
Well, involving your gang. Something big, I think. And I happen to have a little bit of a resource when it comes to figuring things out for this. So
Yes,
Yeah,
because you've been doing so well so far.
Yes, I come into contact with you, which was great. It was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I'm saying is that I think I can be of great service to you. Not just me. I have other people. They are very willing to do crazy things without any explanation.
No, it doesn't sound like us at all.
Okay. Well, let us see if we cannot clean the slate, as it were.
Yes, I'd love to clean the slate.
You blast him.
We are going to take a trip downstairs.
Oh, I think we already are downstairs, depending on where you know.
And she's going to get up at that point in time, press a couple commands on her console, and you watch as this hidden door essentially opens in the back of the office. And she leads you down a set of stairs towards into the basement of this complex, into a bit of a meeting room. And in there, you see the gentleman that you've been following. There's another woman there, and you see behind the desk this little Ysoki male sitting there.
This farm is really far away.
No, and as this is happening, you do run into Wade, and you are getting to him at this point in time. So if we'll take a brief pause on this and make it our way back to that. So you do run into Wade in the back alley there.
Not shape. Wade, what? Where's the midget?
You're muted.
You mean John?
Yeah,
John
the rat.
is
Where'd he go?
inside.
Yeah, well, he's just in. All right, I got
He
words to
is
say to him.
inside.
He was very rude to me.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm looking for the front door, Mama Fats. We think the level 21 gang is in there.
Does that like sort of corroborate
Like
what
to
information
help
I
me.
might have about the level 21 gang?
Make a quick culture check for me.
Or I don't know, why am I rolling dice? I have a character sheet. 9.
Now, you're familiar with certain aspects of the level 21 gang, but from the standpoint of where any hideout would be or contact point, you're more used to going to like a
drop point.
A drop point and what have you, and them taking it from there.
Right. Yeah, sure. That sounds right. That corroborates with how I understand this to work.
Oh, good. Why don't we go in and you can tell them what we need?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
I'm glad you think so. How
We should go in the
big
front,
is
though.
this
Oh, you don't go in
way?
the back.
I am sure on. Oh, I was looking for the front door. Did we find the front door?
It's
Or
a
is there
bar.
a front
All
door
you,
behind
all
us?
you can find is the
Probably
one
better.
entrance. All you can find is the one entrance to this place.
What?
All right. So
What kind of building is
when
this?
we go, when
It's
we
basically
go by,
it's just this sort of dark alley that actually blends sort of into the side wall, and it's actually on the exterior wall of the section itself.
Jeez, it's like I'm trying to find the black dog down on White Ave. Yeah, screw it. Let's go in the back door then. Thing is, you don't want to
So,
go to the black dog.
Wade just leads him that
I
way.
really want to follow
Strides confidently and kind of motions it to come on if it will listen to him. If it doesn't listen to him, he doesn't really. He knows there's not much he can do about that. Walks on in.
All right.
Smiles, looks around.
Okay, and you walk in, and it's again pretty busy bar. It's back since the alarm went off inside. Actually, I'll say yeah, based upon where you were being outside the alleyway, I don't think you would actually have heard the alarm itself. But the bar seems to have picked back up to what appears to be fairly normal business. Make a quick perception check to see if you see anything out of the ordinary or what have you.
Okay. Ooh, I crit that thing.
I could fail. Aha!
Come on, Rob. Come
Rod
on,
orders a
Rob.
drink of space whiskey.
Rod's just sort of standing there, like looking around very anxiously, like, oh, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap.
Seriously, is there a bartender? I need something to take the edge off.
And Wade, you look around and you don't see Gon at all. You don't see anybody. And behind the bar, you see a Kasatha just slinging drinks. All four arms going at the same time, just
Oh, man.
one after the other, shaking and going.
All right. Well, he's gonna be. I will. I'll have to. I'll bend down slightly to get, closer. Hey, excuse me. I have a question.
What can I do for you?
And a similar sign to what he did to the. He'll show a similar sign, a smuggler sign to just kind of softly to the Kasathan. And say, I am looking to 21 gang, level 21 gang, please. Oh, but
You sort of. Can I get you to do a sense motive for me, actually?
With the way Wade talks, it's like he's asking where the bathroom is.
Okay.
yeah, that's kind of the point.
You get the sense that he doesn't recognize the hand symbol that you're using, but he looks at you and I'm sorry, but I'm not 100% unsure what you're looking for. If you'd like a drink, we do have a level 21 special.
I'll take one of those.
He'll kind of stand up.
And he'll start
And
preparing the
look to
drink.
the side and
Credit.
say,
Yeah. However you do that, I swept my card over
that
something.
is unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. The person that was going to lead me here, led me here, and then I was trying to very in, but I guess I was not. Perhaps I should contact the.
Well, I'm not sure about that. However, we did have somebody come in recently. I can see if Mama Fats is around, and maybe she can help you a little bit more with who you're looking for. You bear with me. I'll see if I can get a hold of it.
That would hurt. Thank you, sir. What is your name?
My name is Hadif.
Thank you very much.
And he'll nod to what looks to be a bodyguard bouncer off in the corner who goes into the back room. As this is going on back at the pharmacy, basically you guys are in full lockdown, and you actually watch as armored officers in full hazmat suits come into the location and start questioning you as to what exactly is going on. The doctor, when running his scans, actually rolled a natural 20 on the medicine check.
And you actually do have space syphilis.
My God, I'm a
and
Space
the authorities are questioning you as to why you would cause a panic like this, and that this is a serious offense.
My defense France, I
How would
was
you
a
like to get
vagrant
yourself
on
out of this?
Lavazaria. I was a vagrant on a station above Lavazaria for about 3 years. This is my first day back, so still getting used to how your medicine system works. Healthcare thing.
Roll a bluff check.
Normally, you just go to the walk-in clinic, claim you have syphilis, and they give you enough dopamine to drop a space horse.
Fairly accurate, save for the whole was looking for gangsters thing, but let's have a look. Okay. A modified 17.
Okay. All right. That'll. These are, and they look over at the android and your excuse.
Beep boop, I'm a robot.
Here's my helpful microwave.
Quick question: were we supposed to keep it on the download that we were looking into this killing for the Starfinder Society, or was that something that was open?
Probably.
I imagine
You were
it's
just
possibly-
contracted by the Starfinder Society to find out. You decide how you want to take that.
Okay. Theo will say, we have reason to believe that someone on this level was involved in a serious crime. We were trying to draw them out.
Yudah shrugs twice at the same time.
Okay. Have Theo roll diplomacy.
All right, good, because Theo's diplomacy is better than mine. I actually have it up right here. So in info is where I listed it. Okay. That's a modified 21.
God damn it. And so the in what crime? What evidence?
She will bring up the murder of Duravar Creel and pull up information. She's not going to pull up the information connecting him to the corporation, but just say that while she was there, she was actually interviewed by authorities before, and they had been attacked by 2 different gangs while
And
they
you were
were
caught in
there.
the crossfire. Yes, we've heard of that. That was a wrong place, wrong time situation. Durvar Creel was a good man, and he will be sorely missed, but it was a wrong place, wrong time situation. Does not excuse you for creating such ruckus and utilizing all these resources.
No, I didn't utilize any resource. Technically, it was the doctor utilizing all the resources.
And who's the reason behind that?
I just told him I was sick.
According to the doctor's testimony, you did give him signs, symptoms of a pathogen that could be quite dangerous and supposedly highly infectious.
You gotta slowly look over at Sophia and slowly look back and say, hey, look, man, I didn't study medicine.
They respond to this in
noted.
any way?
I feel
We're
like
likely
our
going to
friend-
have to take this. We're likely going to have to take this downtown.
I'm gonna have to go to jail again. Is it on a lower floor or a higher floor?
It's actually back in the central area where most of the governing bodies are.
Concourse, classy.
Also known as, I believe, the Eye. We're going to corroborate your stories. If you have any further evidences other than misdemeanor mischief, might be able to let you off with a fine.
They're taking your loot now.
All of my loot.
So they will escort you there. Back
Single gun pilfered from the gunfight that
Mama
everyone was
Fats.
talking about.
back to Mama Fats. In the basement, Mama Fats actually. Shabaxa, this one claims to be looking for you.
Hello.
Claims he could be of use, and that he was involved with shootings on the dock. And you... Ah, well, maybe you can be of use to us. I take it you're very handy with a knife or gun?
Sure, but I'm better with a wrench.
I don't need your wrench. You're going to do us a favor. There's a bar. It's called the Fusion Queen. The Downside Kings tend to use that as a base of operation. They have something I want. And you can also get some payback at the same time. For us.
Ah, I thought you were gonna say pay. I prefer pay before payback.
Given your circumstance, you're lucky to be alive right now.
Yes, aren't we all? A beautiful day and everything.
Go to the Fusion Queens. Retrieve the supplies in their back closets, back area. Return them to me. We will call it even.
Well, I would need
Don't.
more specifics.
Like what?
I imagine they have lots of things in their back compartments. I think I need more specifics. What exactly is to be retrieved?
Wines, contrabands, foods.
So nothing like specific out of the ordinary. Just lots of supplies.
Yes.
I see. And about the whole shooting situation, we cannot make any advancements on that.
What do you mean by that?
Well, see, me and a couple of other weirdos, we're kind of stuck in this together, sort of thing. It's
Make use of their help, then.
Yes, of course. Exploitation is always useful, yes. But we're kind of looking into the whole shooting thing. See, because there's bigger things behind it. It's not just random shooting. We know this. We're not stupid. No.
Well, apparently you're not all that smart either.
Depends on what the objective was. I was intending to find you, and here we are. Look, great success. It could have gone a little bit better, a bit of a bad foot in the start, but it was fine. I think this was a great success. It went quick and easy.
All right. Roll a diplomacy check for one.
Ooh, I got something good.
There we go. Finally something.
Can't fault a man for trying to further himself, but you made bad decisions with it. What did you want to know about the shooting?
See, we know that you and the downside of the kings are kind of in a bit of a tussle. And there's about this derelict ship, and there's this mining rock that you want to have access to. And I think
we don't want access to it.
You don't want access to it?
No.
What are you fighting over?
We were hired.
Oh, see. So you kind of want access to it through someone else.
I'm simply doing a job.
Yes,
what happens to the rock, I could care less about.
Yes, aren't we all? But we want to strive higher and get more everything. Yes. What I'm saying.
So what do you want to know?
I'm saying that we can help you with your conflict with the downside of the kings.
Mm-hmm.
It would be beneficial to you, and something in return would be beneficial to us.
And what did you want in return?
Oh, supplies, weapons, credits, anything. We're kind of.
For your stupidity, this is your task.
Right, but you have to start small and then move up.
We will see if you continue being of use to us.
Sure. But it's not a no. It's a maybe.
For their jobs, depending.
Maybe.
Maybe it's better than a no.
I'll just wait for her to like throw a bottle at you and scream, "Get out of my office!"
All I can tell you about your shooting, we didn't get Creel.
How do you know? As far as I'm concerned, as far as I know, no one came back to report. So, but you weren't tasked to shoot him. Is that what you're saying?
No, we were tasked to protect him.
Ah, that's interesting. See, then I really want to talk to the underside of the kings.
Then I would suggest leaving post haste.
Right. Just a couple more details, like these supplies. Where am I supposed to drop them off? And is there like a secret password or anything? You know.
Drop them off with Mama. She'll handle the rest.
I see. We can do it that way. It's less exciting, but we can do it that way.
Else.
All right. Well, it's a maybe, not a no. And he walks out.
Okay. And so, as you're walking up, you watch as this rather large human walks down, and sort of you go past. And Wade, you watch as Gon emerges from the back office.
Oh, hello, Gon. Did you find any information?
Okay, wait, okay. I have good news and I have bad news. Okay, this is crazy. Okay, good news, we have a job. We have good job. Well, we have job. Bad news, we're working for a criminal organization. And we're not.
What? He's Rod's probably on his second or third level 21 special, and the third glass just goes sailing through the air past Gong's head. What did you do?
Well, I made contact with 21 of the levels.
You put us in debt, is what it sounds like.
Hey, you're in debt.
That's where, well, I mean, mortgages are expensive.
So we kind of have to go, as fast as possible would be good. And bring big
did
bag.
they threaten your life?
No, nothing like that. Just a hole in the head type of thing.
Yes.
Oh, that's pretty easy. When I was in Sporia, that would have been more like they would cut your ears off first, and then they would cut your tail off. He continues to detail what would likely have happened in this.
I still don't really know what you look like.
I
Jarring.
kind of look like that, but I got gray skin and I got big pointy ears. A batty, but I got some kind of toothy.
And I suppose they didn't offer to pay you for this.
It was kind of like a initiation job, so it was more like it starts small and then goes bigger.
Well, you know what? I became independent because I wasn't all about the ladder climbing anymore. You know, the Force kind of killed that for me.
Yes, but we can't always ride the escalator. Sometimes we have to climb.
I would argue that is also not true. Also, I'm not helping.
Yes, you are. I think
Oh,
I think
now,
you will.
Rod, you're just drunk and angry.
I'm definitely angry. I'm maybe about halfway on that other one.
Well, you can go downstairs and tell them you don't want to help. If you want to,
You didn't sign me up for this.
Yes,
I wasn't around. I didn't agree to this.
No, I just.
Oh, it's
I
too
just signed
bad
in for
that
you. It was no problem.
Rod doesn't come. It's Rod doesn't want to come. Oh, he will have to miss out on all the gun we will likely loot off of all their dead bodies when we are done killing them.
Yeah, that's true. I did get paid. We could say I got paid in information. That is pay. Just like gun is pay, information also pay.
I have heard information is power.
Yes, and I am very powerful with much information. Now
I'm
what?
so fucking mad at both of you right now.
Yes,
I don't even
Wade looks
have...
at you very Wade looks at you with kind of as best dog eyes as his big orbs ears lower just slightly, and he goes, "Oh, I am sorry. You do not like me more."
no,
You know,
no.
for starters, my job here on this ridiculous expedition we're on is to keep you from being shot in the face. I can't do that if
Oh,
you won't tell me where you are.
Oh,
Secondly,
well, I
you signed me
am
up for
here.
goddamn jobs I didn't volunteer for. I don't even know what we're doing. But we're doing it for level 21 crew, and I know it ain't good.
No, it's
Probably
very good. It's
moving
very
some
good.
contraband down or up.
It's a good ladder climbing. It's very good.
It's bullshit.
And I think it's good that you are angry because you can channel the anger and just hit them hard.
I'm gonna channel my foot up your tiny red butt.
I would suggest against that.
Perhaps we should go find the others
Yes, perhaps.
on the way. I'm pretty sure we're saying this, arguing back and forth on the way out. So
Oh yeah, Rod
Alright.
stands up from his
he
chair and
will
like knocks it over and
actually
storms
try
out of
and
the
make
bar.
sure that he face to face meet Mama Fats and asks her permission to call her just Mama, and tries to be, pleasantries back and forth with making a business contact and stuff like that, and tells Hadif thank you.
Okay, roll diplomacy
And
for me.
again, for underground interactions, people,
Just get you to roll a diplomacy for that to make it.
something
Make
better.
it yeah, no,
It's a
that works.
+5,
That-
people, come on.
It's all good. All right. So you make your way out and you sort of get that cordially set up. As you are exiting the establishment, you see everybody is up in a tizzy over the incidents over at the pharmacy. If I can get you to roll perception to see if you can pick up any of that information, or if you
Oh, I don't even feel like I should bother at this point. What have my perception rolls been? A 3, a 5, and a 1? I get on my smartphone.
Okay.
And I text what the hell, Yudah? Where are you?
With the actual R versus ARE and
Oh yeah.
U versus okay.
Where are you?
And you get the message could not be delivered response.
Oh, that's the best roll of the night. 13.
I'll
I'll try Sophie as well.
Same response back. Message could not be delivered, and you overhear. Did you see? There were people in the pharmacy who just got picked up by the station security. It was insane.
Apparently, I got your message, looked at
Probably
it, and just chucked it out the window.
Where would they take them? This is part of the security force will be part of the station's military, so I can make a mercenary roll on this.
Yep, do so.
Oh, fuck off. Never mind.
It's not a 0.
See, here's the better part is that you live on the station, so you don't technically need one.
Would they have taken my comm thing away? Or could I probably just...
Confiscated, they would have confiscated your weapons, your devices, and placed them into evidence storage. But Kane, I will say, because you actually live on Absalom Station, you are familiar with where the central security section would be.
I know where the detention center is because I've been there before.
Yeah.
Relatively versed with jail here.
So,
All
how
right.
do you want to proceed?
I know where they are. I suppose we should go get them.
Oh, yes. We will need them to kill more of the downside kings. He doesn't exactly say it super quiet.
Yep. What? Yep. Sure. Whatever. All right.
Right.
You hear this little kid, woo, kill the downside kings.
Heroes. We're heroes. That's what we are. We're big, shiny heroes. Big damn heroes.
Soon
Okay.
to be
Big,
dead
shiny
heroes.
Big damn shiny heroes.
So, as you head over, like you make your way there, it's not difficult to find it. And you're told that your compatriots are being held for mischief, and that they're receiving a fine
That
as
sounds
we
like
speak,
them.
and they will be released within an hour or two.
Just
the
out
judicial
of
system has actually
curiosity,
increased
how much
efficiency.
is their fine?
Sorry, go ahead.
Just out of curiosity, how much is...
First offense on station. Starfinder Society actually ended up speaking up for them, so we're going to reduce it down to 10 credits each.
Oh, that is a bargain. I would have charged them 100 for sure.
I put down 20 credits before he can fucking fuck this up anymore.
Thank you. We'll get that process right away. They'll be out within a couple of hours. If you want to wait, or if you want, there's a great coffee shop just on the other side there. Serves some great delectable donuts.
As they're
Thank you.
walking to the coffee shop, Button and says, "Oh, Rod, I am so proud of you. And here I thought you were a heartless bastard."
You know,
What roll do I make to resist the urge to slap him hard in the mouth?
I'm going to say do a will save.
You can't reach that high.
I'll jump off your
You
knee.
can try.
he'll uppercut.
That's a 7.
Make an attack roll.
Freaking
I have
acrobatic.
15 athletics to jump off your knee.
And make an attack roll.
60.
Realize a police officer.
Does that hit your KAC?
What's your CAC?
Show me your cack.
It just barely hits. Yeah, I'm at 15.
Roll an unarmed strike.
This is probably a bad time to mention that I'm wearing a battle glove.
Maybe.
See,
Roll damage.
this is the anger
Sure,
you're
go ahead.
supposed to channel at the bad guys.
Go ahead
That's-
and KO the. Go ahead and KO the healer.
6.
See how that
That
works.
would be 6 total.
Wait. Let me see. 6. Okay. So they burn through one hit. So you go. Oh. And wait just a minute. Moving his mouth.
That was
But he doesn't,
uncalled for.
stop walking after that happens.
That
It's all
was
sort of
uncalled for.
fluid motion. I got one in the chamber for each of you.
All
I
right.
think I don't quite understand his culture if that's how he behaves to people he cares about.
I'm upset because I love you.
It's the anger in
Wait, I'd say we just send him in first, and then we wait a couple of minutes, and the Under King's guns just destroyed.
I will think about it.
I'm sorry. How much did that just burn through all of your
He says,
stamina?
brushing off his robes.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, you my stamina. I have
Brutal.
10 hit points. If we don't
Melee is
rest.
quite OP. Well, you're going to coffee shop, so you can do a 10-minute rest and spend a resolve point.
I guess I could.
I mean, you'll get all your stamina.
I'll go
points
ahead and
back.
do that.
You're still gonna have a big rod handprint shaped mark on your.
All right.
So my gray skin is grayer in a certain area.
Yeah, it's more bruise colored.
All right. So that they're released, and you guys can fill each other in and what have you past that.
First thing that it says to Sophie is, "Rod slapped me," and points at Rod.
I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told him. I got one in the chamber for each of you.
What? You know what's interesting is they took away my walking stick, but if I wanted to stab anyone, I would use the Cosmos themselves. Hey, is that a coffee shop? Kind of walked by that.
Yes, it's a Him Tortons.
Kim Torton. Yeah.
Sophia
Now,
looks
seeing
at
as I
Rod
had
and
to pay
shakes
your
her head.
bail, you can either pay me 10 credits apiece. I'm talking to Sophie and Yudah specifically.
10 credits, that's a
Or I
bargain.
can feed each of you one right now.
Credit?
I gotta see how many credits I have real quick. I have some. I just gotta make sure I have the amount I want. Sophia's gonna go ahead and hand him 19 credits.
Wade just looks at her and says, "Oh, see, he gets rewarded for behavior."
My
Continues
misbehavior.
Eats his biggest donut that he could buy there.
Yes, it's positive reinforcement.
Like a small cake.
Theo pops up and says, he did us a favor by paying for our fees. It is only right that we should pay him back.
Well, I don't want your money for Yudah's mistakes.
My mistakes. Man, my plan was foolproof until I invited the biological encyclopedia over here. Got to inform everybody as to what specific I'm going to deliver on to Absalom.
Encyclopedia Biologica.
No offense, Sophia, you're great and all, but I just don't know if our tactile chemistry is working out the way I thought.
Does that mean you're broke or?
We're not going to be bending many minds and hearts with our clever rapport together. That much is clear.
All right. So if you'd like, you guys can head down towards the Fusion Queen, or how did you guys want to proceed?
Yes, we have.
Well, I'm back up to full now.
We have big
I've got my
jobs.
I'm gonna give Sophia 9 of her credits back, and I'm gonna save Yudah for later.
I'll hold you to that.
That is
No,
fair enough.
When you least expect it. We're gonna complete this mission, be victorious, be stood atop a pile of gold and treasures and guns and dead downsiders, and I'm just gonna pop you one right in the jaw.
Come at me, I'll put a red giant through you.
But why should we help the level 21 crew?
Because they are the good guys. See, they are the ones that didn't want the dwarf dead. They were
I was
tasked
told
with
by-
protecting him.
I was told by at
And
least
what
one
evidence
guy.
of this do you have?
So when we got right at the beginning when we arrived on Absalom Station, was it the Downside Kings or the level 21 crew that shot first? Or more specifically, that shot the dwarf first?
Is there a hand
Is it that question to me?
Yes.
Given the perception rolls that we had last session, you wouldn't be able to tell who shot first.
Oh, for fuck.
Except for Han. Han shot first.
All we saw was a smiling guy, and then we heard gunfire.
The level 21 crew did tell, or the level 21 gang, that they were the ones that were going after. They were protecting the dwarf.
Well, that's what they
And
told you.
we got that confirmed by the vagrant, or that Yudah talked to, they were Scrabble.
Also, Gon, don't think I forgot you. There's one. I'm saving it for you as well. I'm still deciding whether or not I should split it between you and Bree equally.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you will.
I say,
Remember, Bree's
I
the
say,
second person.
you channel your anger, and then you punch them.
Channeling all sorts of anger right now.
It will be good therapy for you, I promise. You will feel better as soon as you do it.
It would be good for you to relax, Rod.
I'm trying to relax. I'm getting my anger out through physical exercise. I'm exercising my will across the side of your face. Before we go...
Just glares at him,
back-
stuffs the rest of his raspberry-filled donut into his mouth, and gets up and starts walking towards the elevators.
You're only going to feel sour till you watch me hit the rest of them. Domestic abuse is the great equalizer.
So you were saying
That is not a personal view shared by the Inn of Planar Crossroads.
Walking away, licking his fingers clean of all the sugar and sweets and stuff.
I will suggest that we call it here, because I don't think you're going to be able to get through combat or anything else that you guys got to do in 9 minutes.
That's a fair assumption.
So,
So we need the music from the end of Dragon Ball Z to play while someone narrates what may or may not happen in the coming episode.
Dead son.
All the heroes gonna find the boxes. Are they gonna find the bad shooty man? He's gone. Now we're gonna get friends with Bree. On that next time.
all right. Yeah, so we're going to call it here. Thank you, Sirenscape, for the awesome soundboards that you guys produce. If you guys want to check it out yourselves, they are easily available on sirenscape.com. Take a look there. If anybody has anything else they want to add at this point in time, please feel free to do so.
Always split the party.
You
if
can Facebook and...
Don't hit your friends.
Get more done that way. You can follow us on Facebook at the Inroads. You can find us on Twitter and Twitch, so the two T's, at OPC, because we couldn't fit our whole name in the Dilly Bopper. Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody, for joining in and tuning in.
You bet.
We will see you next Tuesday.
All right. And come back next time for more adventures in space. Starfinder Dead Sun's Adventure Path.